have a look at what I call the who, the how, the why, and the when,
Oh,
right? Because it evolves as well, it changes. But what it helps you to then have a clarity about is what's your next step. Because if you go to the practice,
okay.
then there's kind of lots of different animals and lots of questions, and some people like to
Mm,
work quite methodically through and work it that way. But some of us may feel as if it's like a little bit daunted or a little bit lost about, well, I don't know what to do. I go to that dog and I don't kind of get it, and I go to that horse and I'm not sure
yeah.
about it. So if you're kind of not sure, then this is something that can help. So let's have a go. Let's have a go. So
Okay.
if I say to you, which species come to mind that you're really drawn to communicate?
Does that have to just be one?
It can be as many. It can be, you can say all species, or you can go, actually, I'm really drawn to bearded dragons or stick insects, or I'm really drawn to sheep, or I'm really drawn to
Okay, so very drawn to horses and dogs.
horses and dogs. Yep. Okay. Because one of the things that I want to help people to feel and believe when they're learning is that they don't have the obligation to feel that they have to help every animal, every species.
Okay.
Yeah, that they
Okay.
don't have to communicate with
Yeah.
every species. Ultimately, we can
Mm,
communicate with all species and vice
yeah.
versa. When
Hmm.
you're learning, we don't even know sometimes at the back, in our subconscious, we may be unfamiliar, for example, with snakes, or we may be unsure about rabbits because we've never, encountered a rabbit before. So
Yes.
when you are going to the practice, then you might think, oh, you always go for the one you think you're not sure of. Maybe I should communicate with a rabbit. And
Hmm.
again, ultimately, it doesn't change our style in communicating. However, all these little things come to play. So I would
Sure.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, go for the animals that you're drawn to most when you're in the
Okay.
early stages, because
Yes.
these species or these animals are going to be your biggest teachers as well.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Okay.
because
Yeah.
you love them, you're attracted to them, you would love to spend time with them. So it's a
Yes.
safe ground for being really almost experimental with what comes up, you see. Okay,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
horses
Okay.
and dogs. Okay, so
So
now we
that's the
come.
who. Is that the
This,
who or the what?
this is the who. Yeah.
Who.
So
Okay.
this is the who. Can I just check? Does your who also include people?
Yes.
Okay. So horses, dogs, and people. See, some animal communicators, their preference is just animals. And again, it's important to respect where we're at. So if people said, no, right here, right now, this is why I'm doing animal communication. I want to move away from not, having to kind of work or help people, then that's great.
Mm,
So when you're learning, don't worry about the person. But if you are actually
mm.
quite drawn to also helping people through animal communication, then bring that into play. So
I
now
think
we're going to.
sometimes I think sometimes the animal could take a lot on from the human. So it can
Not
almost
that,
be
yeah,
interlinked because they, live so closely
yeah.
together.
Sometimes
It
the
can
animals are
happen.
gonna.
Well, I think it can. So,
Well, yeah, they'll say something. Well, I could be relay something that the animal said, and then the person goes, "You're describing me," and you kind of allow that penny to drop.
yeah.
I know
Hmm.
that with my own animals. Oh my God. Sometimes I'm like, I find myself saying, in a parent mode, I'm moaning about something with them. No, 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 and then, but, oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I recognize myself in there. Okay, so now we're going to go to the
Yeah.
how. Now, the how is very interesting
Okay.
because this teaches you or helps you to understand what I call your process. How does the information come to you? What is it you receive? Which senses come to play? So what is it for you?
The knowing the feeling for yeah, it, it's stronger. Occasionally seeing. Occasionally I'll get a visual.
Okay.
So there have been times where the other ones, but they're not as strong as the
Yeah, not
first
strong.
two.
So do you get physical sensations?
Very occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, when you said you're drawn to certain areas of the body, how are you drawn
Yes.
there?
So I could visualize. Sometimes it will come like a visually. It will take. I could just see that area.
So you do get visuals.
I don't necessarily feel it in my body. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, but it tends to be more like could just, like in my mind's eye, I could just. It just takes me to that area.
Ah, okay. So your visual sense isn't a visual image coming to you, but if you're allowing the information to come to you to ask the animal where is it hurting or what's
Mm.
going on, or you're then visually drawn to a part of their body. So it's
Yeah.
almost as if you are visual with something physical or tangible.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a different way of being visual. See, a lot of the times we think visual means imagery coming to us.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you do. So you have knowing. You have feeling. So is feeling for you
A
emotion?
little bit.
Emotion.
Yes, emotion,
Right.
definitely. I can, yeah, feel the energy, like how the carrot, how the energy of them, feel
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's really powerful.
Their person, what they're like, their characteristics.
How
Yeah.
they experience things, whether they are scared, sad,
Yes,
happy.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to ask them what it's like to be them, and then I'll kind of, they'll show me, give me like a glimpse of their state of being, so to speak.
Oh, that's such a beautiful question. What is it like to be them? So let's look at your why. Why?
Okay.
Why communicate with animals?
Why? I feel if you can help somebody from within, whether it's people or obviously animals, and obviously they don't have the ability to talk verbally, then it's just to help them, to give them that voice, to give something back. That's my why.
Then we're looking at when.
I've honestly just left it up to flow naturally. I
Hmm.
feel like I'm ready and like as far as I can take it.
Yeah. So now with a sense of flow.
Yes,
Wow.
and that to me shows that it's meant to be.
Wonderful.